Welcome to Lifestyles of the Strange and Exotic. Boot show and tell. Now, I won't be wearing the boots as I show and tell them because it's just awkward and there's no real way I can put my camera where you could see it, because I don't have Bunny's skills when she does her unboxings. And this will be the collection that I wear the most and have readily at hand, not the ones that I kind of retired and sort of emotionally outgrew. The ones that are just aren't me anymore, that I've had forever or whatever. These are the ones that are in the pile that you might have seen in previous videos. So here goes, and they are in no particular order. Alrighty, now pardon the cardboard here since I don't want soles on my beautiful couch cover. So I shall just sort of display my boots and thus. Now this is the pair of boots, as I do the whole, hand do flicky thing here. The pair of boots that were in two of the outfits of the day, one that I've just filmed and will be posting at some point in the future. And these are the ones that I had modified, because for some odd reason, designers don't really seem to think that human beings have calves. Whether it's made out of fat or muscle, I do not know. So I split them up by the seam in the back here, and this particular piece went through here in the front and the back to kind of hold up this piece. So I'm hoping as the skinnier my legs get, the better I can do that. So I just took that piece and added it through the grommets here. Now I would have preferred all silver, but I didn't have enough and couldn't readily go and get any. So I alternated gold and silver and did that. Kind of give you a up-closer view here. And these are like a faux suede, like a very, well, they just felt basically. I don't know how else you'd describe it. With a very small heel, just enough heel to say, I'm sexy. And these are actually very, very comfortable. The only problem I have is with the other boot, where the part right here on the toe sinks in, so it just crunches the top part of your foot, right where your nail meets the flesh. And my spare grandmother gave me a tip. You fill a Ziploc bag with water, put it in your shoe, be careful for it not to leak there, and put it in the freezer with it in your boot. You put your bag of water in the boot in the freezer, freeze it for a while, and it will expand and make ice and push up that section on the foot here. And it works. You might have to do it a couple of times because I think it was doing it again. But that's these. And I got these for $6 at the Goodwill. And I always wanted knee-high boots, but I always figured, one, my legs just were too tiny to do it, and lengthwise. And I could never find a pair of boots I liked. So I'm like, okay, $6, I think I can figure this out. That's what I did. So that's these. These are my favorite boots, period. Whether they bury me with me wearing them or having them in my coffin, they are coming with me. These are my very, very well-worn Nanas, the classic pair of Nanas that were in the Hot Topic a decade ago. So these boots are finally showing their decades worth of constant wear. I mean, I don't care what the hell the outfit is. This is where the problem that I ended up with, it just kept getting harder and harder to get into them. And I'm like, it was weird because, my clothes weren't fitting any differently really, but it was harder to get into my boots that don't want to stay upright anymore. So I'm like, well, what the hell? If I can't fit into my Nanas, seriously, something's wrong. So I've actually had to bitch at my doctors, what the hell's going on? Oh, see the nutritionist, see the thyroid doctor. And I still believe it's a side effect of the thyroid, but the nutritionist helped, and I can fit into my Nanas again, because, what's life without your Nanas, And these were, I actually called my mother to convince me not to buy them, because they were $25 on sale. So these are my most expensive pair of boots. But good God that I get the use out of them. And the zippers broke on them a couple of years ago. So I found these in Joann's, and this is actually a jacket zipper. So I just took the old zipper out and sewed the new one in. So there is life after broken zippers. It was actually harder to take them out than it was to put them in. So, and I was looking on, I'm desperately in want of a brand new pair of these. And they do have them, they call them pole climbers, but the company sold out, so they're a cheaper brand, a cheaper material. These are a nicer, thicker, well-made boot, and they're a little different style that I'm just not impressed with. And they look, and I felt them in Hot Topic there, and you can get them online too. They're about the same price, and they are a lot cheaper feeling. And they're charging you twice as much now. They're $50. So I'm like, no, I want these. And that I found on eBay, and nobody suggests eBay because it's a total waste of time. I have life. I'm not spending my time over my mouse trying to outbid people. I just want to, buy them straight out. But they had a black pair like this, but it was red stitching with red grommets, and I'm like, oh, those are so awesome. But they were too big, and they were in England. In the buckle, the buckle detail on the side. See, I love these so much. I'm tongue twisted. And you can tell the ankles. I'm actually having a problem on the inside. That's the thing with these. It's the inside of the boots that kind of die before the outside. If you can tell, I've got it with like Gorilla Tape here that I think I've got to add a few more layers to. And cutting. I've walked Washington in these. Literally. Walking around. I probably have circumferenced the earth twice in these boots. So these are by far my favorite boots ever. And they are so freaking comfortable. I mean, literally they are coming with me. But as you can tell, they're slowly showing their age. And I would so love a new pair. Let's give us a moment of silence here. So in my need for trying to replace my most favorite boots, I found these. And these are actually leather boots. And these were in the Salvation Army for $7, I think. And they're obviously just not quite the same. One, they're not as comfortable. They're a lot harder. Two, they're not attractive. Well, I mean, they are, but they're not as attractive as my Nanas. And three, they're a lot more of a pain in the butt to get into. But I do like the little... I do and I don't like them because, one, they kind of get caught on things, but I like the detailing on them. So I'll put that one there. They have little lion faces on them, and they're upside down, where you lace them up. But I can't lace them all the way up. And these say Moltz. If that's the company, I don't know. There's no other real defining, I don't know, attribute to them. I won't show you the soles because that'd probably be gross. But they are both, they're leather all the way up and down. So they should hold up for many, many a year. But like I said, I like the ease of the side zipper. But these don't take too long. And you can adjust them too, so. But they are a harder boot, so they're not as comfortable to walk in. But they are kind of my replacement Nanas. And these are the ones I went to when I couldn't fit in the other ones for a while. And this set of boots also came from The Topic. Back in the day when they sold cool stuff. And I've had these almost as long as my Nanas, maybe, because I've had a long time. I can't even remember now. And I like wearing these when I have either skirts or pants that are just way too long. And they make up that 4-inch discrepancy I have in my legs. Because that's usually what it is. Their pants and stuff are usually 4 inches too long. And these make up the 4 inches. And it's so hysterical because, when you're used to looking maybe people in the eye or looking up and you can actually look them in the eye. I like these shoes. So I call these my Herman Munster boots, according to Mother. And they're just a plasticky, what do they call them, vinyl. And like I said, it's about 4 inches. And these are really, really comfortable, but they are kind of awkward to walk in, but then I walk weird anyway. So you clunk more in these than you do. Zip up the side. There's no fancy design to them, so they pretty much go with anything and everything. And I'm not sure what company makes these. There's no tread, period. I have no idea. But they're a Hot Topic brand anyways, and probably paid maybe $8 for them, 10. I usually try not to pay too much more for them than that. Probably on sale. So, and they are a very heavy shoe. I mean, they're heavy in the hand, but not on the foot. A little buckle detailing. So these are really good too. If you're like got to go through a lot of water and puddles and stuff, you're a lot less likely to like ruin the bottom of your pants. So these are actually more for practicality than they are for fashion. Just saying. Might have got them around the time of the Nanas, so these could be a good 10 years old too. But I don't wear them as much. I haven't needed to. Now this is a more recent pair of boots that I have. Also notice the theme that black is my favorite color. Though, actually, you probably won't see any colors. The only colors I have in my shoes, I think, are in sneakers. And that's only because I can't find a pair of black sneakers. Maybe I'll do a sneaker show and tell at some point. I don't know. But, yeah. Most, if not all of my shoes are black. And these I got at, again, ye old Goodwill. And these were in a haul. One of the earlier hauls, I think. And I saw them there. And one, they are really, really comfy. And they're just so cute. And again, they're from Mootsie Tootsies. I don't know if you can see that there. And these are just, all man-made materials. No, I lied. Leather upper. So these are leather shoes. So, again, probably good wear. And they reminded me of, like, my great-grandparents. Or your grandparents. But people in, like, the 20s and 30s, depending how old you are. That this was pretty much the standard shoe, regardless if you were male or female. And just a tiny heel. And they don't snap or anything like that. They actually just go over like that. Which it makes them really kind of quick to get into. And also gives it a cute design. Almost maybe Victorian-ish, but they're a very old style shoe. So I thought they were cute. And again, these are $3. Some of them might have been on sale, so I might have gotten them for like $1.50. But on average, $3. Looked like they were hardly worn. Just a flat sole, there's no tread. And so help me, he always has to video bomb my video. Okay, I'm ready for my close-up, Mommy. Alright, you're on camera, do something. Little soft shoe. Well, you're supposed to soft shoe towards the camera. Nobody wants to see your butt. Catherine. Everybody wants to be a star. You know, if you wanted him to do this, he wouldn't do it. You know, I'm trying to work here, dude. Now, these boots I call my pirate boots for obvious reasons. And when the last Pirates of the Caribbean came out, I don't know why I do this. It might have started with maybe a Star Trek movie or a Star Wars movie where I would wear a t-shirt or something that sort of is the movie. So when they reissued Star Wars, I wore the Star Wars t-shirts that went to the movie, and then Star Trek I wore like one of the uniforms. And for some weird reason, I just like dressing up for that particular movie. So when Pirates came out, I dressed in pirate gear. Not like, costume pirate gear, but, outfits that I would wear on a normal day-to-day basis. That was a little more, hinting more at the piratey type of thing, which is totally normal to me. So, these are the boots I wore. Now, I will know that I've lost the right amount of weight when I can get back into these or these. So, these are the ones I'm waiting to get on, and that was with leggings, too. So, I'm getting there. Now, these are the I lied. Oh, man-made materials, made in China, what isn't? And these, I believe I got in a store called The Rainbow. I think. If not Rainbow's, Deb. And these were a price I can no longer remember. But I've had these, maybe 5 years. And the zipper only goes up partial way, which kind of makes it kind of weird to get into. And this is kind of what I consider why they're piratey. They flip down, but you can also wear them upwards as well. kind of similar to the very first boots that I showed you there that I modified. Little buckle detailing on the side. Not too much of a tread. Very small heel, maybe an inch heel. And these are pretty comfortable too. I mean, that's like a main factor in any type of boot, that if you stay out in the kitchen where I usually have my boot collection, you're a comfortable boot that will be worn a long time. Otherwise you get downgraded into the closet. So that's my pirate boots. And a lot of times they're easier to get on than they are to get off. Especially that first pair, just because of that little plastic part there. Because these are another pair. I consider these my fancy nanas. I don't know if it's the same company. I don't think so. It might be the same company, but like an offshoot. But I got these around the same time, and these I believe were $7 at the Topic. And these were really comfortable. You wouldn't think so, but I loved them completely. But the shelf life to this boot was a lot shorter than obviously my nanas, because again on the inside, I don't know if you can quite tell, they collapsed around the ankle so much faster, so it made it kind of difficult to wear actually, because the boot part itself, the part that sort of keeps the shape of the boot, is made out of cardboard, and when this ankle part kind of slips down, the part here scrapes against the back of your leg or your ankle, which totally, makes them uncomfortable. Also, I had to epoxy the sole to the shoe at one point, many a year ago, so I got a little extra life out of them. And I really, really liked these, too. Oh, these are 6. My nanas were 7s. So I haven't been able to wear these much at all. And they have the zip up the side, obviously. And your lacing detail. And this cute little, belting on the top here. And these are good if you had someplace fancy to go and you wanted a nice pair of boots. And I wore these as long as I could before they slowly died. And like I said, the outside of the boot is almost pristine. It's the inside of the boot that, makes it comfortable, and that's the part that's kind of going And I've yet to find a pair of boots that was even remotely like this. So these are still in my to-be-worn pile, but I don't know if I will ever actually be able to. But now in our mall, there's going to be a shoe repair place. So we'll see if maybe they can give me some life out of these or something. I don't know. It depends. These I might have paid like No, I think these are $12. They're like half off of $24, and they were originally $60 or something like that. So these are at the Topic, and I did get them on that clearance sale. Again, with the duct tape stuff in the middle. So maybe I'll play around with these and try to get a little more life out of them, because these were such nice boots. Now these were a gift from a friend of mine who wanted to go goth for Halloween, and I was sort of like, I helped her out with like the look. I'm like, I can only tell you my interpretation of it, gave her some ideas anyways, and she wore these for that Halloween, I guess, and she's like, well, I'm not going to wear them again, would you like them? I'm like, hella yeah. And these were the first ones to kind of replace my nanas, and they are pretty comfortable though. But again, they take 10 million years to lace up because they're these little hook and eye things. And that's one of the things that kind of turned me off on a boot. I mean, I just want to put them on and out the door. I don't have to spend 20 minutes just putting my shoes on. But that's just me, And you can tell I have cats because I'm covered in cat debris. And just another zipper up the side. But, I mean, it's easier to get into, but with this, it screws up your lacing. So when this is loosened, they fall apart, so it's almost a moot point. Like, why have the zipper? And it's just a kind of flaky design, because you still have to, like, relace them, even though, I don't know, if I kept them zipped, if I could still get into them with a thing, I don't know. It's just a pain in the butt. And these are a wedge heel. But the thing with these, they're a narrow heel, where it's, not too much schmutz on the bottom here, but so there's a lot less contact to the ground, So it feels more like you're wearing high heels than you are a boot. Of course, then again, like I said, I walk weird, so there's even less contact. Because I walk like the inside of my foot turns inward instead of walking flat. You can tell by like shoes. I do not know why, but these are a nice boot. So they're like my backup boots. And here's another pair of lifts. These are more of a fancier lift. They're kind of in between shoe and boot. They're a shoot. Again, these are from Funky Chunk, so most likely came out of the topic there. And no, I lied. These came from Goodwill. You can tell by the tag. But originally they were probably sold in Goodwill. I mean, I lied. I got them at Goodwill, but they sell them at Hot Topic, or they did back in the good days. And these are only like a 2-inch lift, but the heel's got a pretty high heel. Only problem with these is there's like no tread on them whatsoever, so they are kind of slippery. And a simple zip up the side, so they're like the female Herman Munster boots that I've shown you previously. Typical little loop there. So again, $3 at the Goodwill. I'm not quite sure what they would have been at the Topic. So I don't wear these nearly as much because of the lack of tread on them, and I think I put like something on the bottom to do so. But these are kind of neat, especially when you have like small feet. They look just that stranger. Mother's like, you can get away with wearing that because you have like such tiny feet. I can go between like a 6 and a 7.5 depending on the boot. Everybody else is like a 9 up. So these are really cute, but again, they scuff really easily. And I think this scuff might have been on it when I got them, but I'm like, I don't care. If you're staring at my feet, I'll most likely put my foot up your rear. But you know, it's like, okay, I don't care. So yep, those are kind of cute. Now, these are something I think I did get at the Goodwill, but they might have been sold originally at Walmart or something like that. And over the course of my life, I have had very, very similar boots in various styles, but they kind of are always in this theme. And these are actually a little higher, personally, than I would kind of like, because, again, I have small chicken legs, hobbit legs. So those like mid-calf ones that are like higher than ankle boots and less than knee boots kind of look weird on me. At least I think they do. I don't know. But these are a little higher, above the ankle boot. And these have got quite a bit of little detailing here. And these are from Mud, I think. I don't remember. I think it said Mud somewhere. M-U-D-D, again, I think a Walmart brand. Or Kmart. One of those type of stores. And I'm not too keen on like I don't know if it was white at one time and it just got dirty and they're brown. But there's like a brown thread instead of like black, which I would have preferred. But they've got a nice tread on them. The stereotypical 2-inch heel there. It zips up the side. And laces up the front. No, this doesn't matter too much. Well, of course, then they're the grommets, not the hook ones there. They're a little belt detailing here. So that's a little easier to like zip up and down. These I wear more in like the fall or the winter. Depends on my mood. They're pretty hefty feeling. It's all in the bottom half here. Yeah, all man-made materials like most of them are. That's why I'd like to know, how do you change the color of a boot that's all man-made materials? The non-aus that I showed you, the ones that I've worn for 10 years, I have a silver pair that I call them my Star Trek boots that are buried in Mother's, was my closet, but you turn around, she buries everything on you. And I'm trying to get her to get out, and they're like practically brand new. So I'm like, I do have a new pair of non-aus, but they're silver. If I can find a way to make them black, I've got another decade's worth of wear out of them. So there's that. Okie dokie. Now this is a little slouch boot, I guess. And some of them actually run a little small. I mean, they're comfortable enough that I can wear them, but, you know, I wouldn't run a marathon in them. This one I think is a 6. This one, yeah. And again, all man-made materials. And they're just a cute boot when you just want to throw something on. No tread, just a casual little... I'm not sure what the term for this little heel is. I know there is one, but I heel it. And this doesn't go up, I don't think. Yeah, it does. But I think it looks kind of weird. So I like keeping it kind of a casual little boot. Am I going out of frame all the time? Very light. A good light fall for someone like me, summery boot. And yes, I wear boots all year round deal. They're easy to get into and out of, you know, nice slip-on boot, nothing to fool around with. These should go this way. Now, these are a cute little... Okay, these ones come from Mud. So, whatever store they originally came out of, I don't know. No, these must have come from the Goodwill. I don't think I've bought an actual boot in eons. Or a plethora of years. And they've got this cute little buckle detailing. I keep going up. But of course you have a little tag that says Mud. Ooh, I love that. A smaller heel, as far as width-wise, which I'm not too keen on. I like the nice thick heel. So these are more of a fancier boot. Again, all man-made materials. Zips up the side. Another nice light boot. So these would be good for like maybe someone with a long skirt. Something like that. Good with jeans. So these type of boots can pretty much be worn anywhere, anytime, anywho. I mean, they're casual, yet smart. Now, for a while there, was it last year sometime, there was what I would consider fashion craze, because that's the only type of boot you could find. They were like little ankle boots. And I couldn't find any that I liked that were cheap. And of course, for some odd reason, they figured taking the toe off of a boot was like an attractive thing. It's not. You know, you either wear a sandal or a boot. Don't mix the two concepts, okay? So, I found these. And these are from Nylon. I guess that's the name. Oh, man-made materials. And these are actually a little big, because these are an 8.5. But they're not too bad. And the zip up the side. Again, good to wear with pants. And there's like a little herringbone detailing in here. Yep, you can tell Goodwill. I'm not ashamed. I'm actually rather proud of that. And it's kind of neat little cupping here. Nice and shiny. Down to the final stretch. Now, these I, again, got at the Goodwill and loved the Victorian style boot that would work better if you put them in the right direction. And, of course, who did it make me think of? Jillian Venters. So, and I have another pair of boots that would be even more kind of her thing. The Victorian steampunk type style. And I love the little detailing on the front here. They're not nearly as ornate as anything like that. Some of them kind of dusty here. Zip up the front. Yeah, up the front. Up the other front, the side there. That I'm not sure the original ones might have had. I don't know, when did they invent the zipper? I don't know, just a random thought. And the little detailing on the side here. These are from something I can't read. Fioni. All man-made materials. These, I think, are an 8.5 too, so they're a little big. Yep, yeah. Fioni, I don't know. Skinny heel. Again, no tread, just your... Now, how about we just model these on your tail? It's about the right length, right? So that's these. A nice little casual yet fancy kind of boot. I don't know what these would be best with. I would probably wear them with like a long skirt so you could see the detailing or something. These are the next kind of Victorian-ish pair that have a little more, what's the word? Detailing on them? They do and they don't. Yeah, so I've seen quite a bit of wear. And these have like the rick-rack pattern on the front here. And the styling of the heel in the overall boot is a lot more Victorian-ish than the other one is, where it kind of goes in here. I'm not sure what the technical term for that is either. But you can tell these have been around. And again, they lace up the front with these wonderful little thingies here. And zip up the side as well. And for the most part, they're kind of plain, but they kind of got that overall overshoe type detailing here. And these were a 7.5. Again, man-made material. No idea what company these are from. So these would be very good with like a bustle and corset. The final pair of boots are actually a winter boot that I think I also got at the Will. I do not recall. And these are Route 66, which I believe is Kmart. And I have no idea. I think these are a felt. I don't think these are leather. I think those are more of a felt. But they feel leatherish. I have no idea what these things are made out of. It does not tell me. But it's a wool-ish, if not wool, on the inside. So these are a nice, warm, comfy boot. No, I lied. I did get them at Kmart. And these were the only size, I think 6 there were. I would have preferred them a little bit bigger. But they're not too bad. But they were just so darn cute. And that was in the day where they were selling... I mean, if you're going to sell boots for like 30 bucks, why the hell are you hanging them with like those little coat hanger thingies up here like that? I mean, that just makes them look cheap. I'm like, okay, if you're hanging them like that, they can't be worth much. I'm not paying 30 bucks for them. I don't know. But these are hung up kind of the similar way, and they were on sale after the season for like $5 or something like that. So they're really, really cheap. So yeah, they're most definitely the faux leather. Little, I like the bigger loops here because it gives it a little more oomph to the boot, and then just being plain black. Blah, 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 blah. But they're just a really cute winter boot. Again, with a wedge heel, which was about 2 inches. Fairly decent tread, which would be helpful in the winter. Nothing I would traipse around the snow with. But I saw them and totally liked them. And I was eyeballing a pair of boots, and the flyer looked more magenta, like the color of the ink in your printer. You go into the store, they're like, you know, Bozo the Clown red. I'm like, oh, well, that's disappointing. Magenta, I might have bought them. But then, again, they didn't account for cabs, so it would have been a moot point. But that's them. And for my final thoughts on my lovely boot collection, again, I am still desperately looking for somebody selling classic nanas relatively cheap. Even if they were the same price as they were, 10 years ago, the $20, I would seriously consider them if they are a 7.5. 7.5, maybe 8. And in better condition than the ones that you saw. And what I hope beyond hope for is a pair of Demonia boots. They're like the holy grail of boots. And for some odd reason, the American dollar is just so much more than the European euro. So I don't have that money to drop on an awesome pair of Nanas. I mean, I like, well, that too, but on Demonias. But it is a dream of mine to own a pair of Demonia boots. So that was my uber exciting boot show and tell. Again, these are the ones that I wear the most often. They're the most comfortable, the easiest to get into, the ones that I find that are more me, that are readily at hand. Thank you for watching, my fellow boot lovers. And again, my nanas are coming with me. Seriously, I will put that in my will. And I've made it known to my husband as well. So, comment, rate, subscribe, and for the hell of it, I think I'm going to do a sneaker show and tell too. So, keep your eyes open for that. And I'll see you next time.